Good evening from Winnipeg, Canada. Distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends. It is morning in Bangladesh, where from two panelists joined, and also morning in Korea, where from our lead panelist joined. The audience, it is my honor to welcome you to our webinar titled From Trauma to Transformation, Psychological Resilience and Everyday Peace Practices led by Rohingya women in camps. Thank you for joining us for this important conversation. Before I begin and introduce our panelists, let me do the treaty recognition. Conflict and Resilience Research Institute, which is the host of today's webinar, is located on the original lands of Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the homelands of Metis Nation. We all are treaty people, and we all are promise bound to work together in the true spirit of truth and reconciliation. The audience, this webinar is organized under the auspices of Conflict and Resilience Research Institute, which through our Global Affairs Canada funded initiative is implementing the Charting a Lasting Peace in Myanmar project. You can learn more about the project from www.cric.org/project. Today, we spotlight the remarkable resilience of Rohingya women survivors whose everyday peace practices in the camps offer vital lessons in psychological healing and community based peace building. Let me begin by acknowledging the latest situation in Myanmar's Rakhine state, also known as Arakan, where violence continues to ravage already traumatized communities. The Rohingya genocide, which began in August 2017, persists, inflicting unabated sufferings and displacement amid this turmoil. And within this process, Arakan army has also been accused of perpetrating killings and torture against Rohingya civilians, further compounding their vulnerability. The audience on 25th August 2025, Rohingya Genocide Remembrance Day was solemnly observed in Cox's Bazar and around many places in the world. For the 8th anniversary, tens of thousands of Rohingyas refugees rallied in the Kutupalong camp bearing banners such as No More Refugee Lives, the repatriation is ultimate solution, and renewing their pleas for safe, dignified, and voluntary return. In connection with this commemoration, Bangladesh's chief advisor and Nobel laureate Professor Dr. Yunus addressed an international 3-day conference in Cox's Bazar. He delivered a powerful 7-point proposal calling for, and I'm going to very briefly talk about these 7 points. First, securing the Rohingyas' inalienable right to return home. Second, increased sustained donor contributions to fund life saving programs. Third, an immediate cessation of violence by both the Myanmar junta and the Arakan army. A platform for intercommunal dialogue in Myanmar. Fifth, stronger engagement by ASEAN and regional actors to restore peace. Sixth, accountability within global judicial forums such as International Court of Justice and International Criminal Court. And finally, seventh, a united practical roadmap facilitating safe, dignified, voluntary, and sustainable repatriation. The audience, this call is profoundly practical, even urgent, given the ongoing intensified military offensive by Myanmar junta and renewed clashes with the Arakan army. Both forces pose grave threats to civilian safety and obstruct any safe pathway for return. These demands reaffirm the principles of human rights and justice. Yet, we must acknowledge the practical challenges. Myanmar's junta has launched new counteroffensives while the Arakan army, though often framed as liberators, has also been accused of committing abuses against Rohingya civilians. Against this backdrop, safe repatriation remains distant and life in the camps remains uncertain. The audience, it is precisely here that our institute takes a very different approach. Through our Global Affairs Canada funded project, Charting a Lasting Peace in Myanmar, we are striving for solutions that are practical and pragmatic, not only symbolic. Justice, accountability, and remembrance are essential, but by themselves, they cannot solve the Rohingya crisis. The root problem lies in Myanmar, not in Bangladesh. Our approach, therefore, emphasizes facilitating dialogue and track to diplomacy inside and outside Myanmar to prepare the ground for eventual safe return. Supporting resilience and everyday peace practices in refugee camps so that trauma does not breed despair and radicalization to violence. Centering Rohingya voices, especially women and youth, because they are not passive victims but active agents of healing and transformation, which we'll hear more, I would say, deliberately from our panelists today. In this way, we aim to complement the struggle for justice with practical peace building pathways rooted in dignity, community, and long term coexistence. The audience. Today's conversation will highlight the transformative role of Rohingya women in building resilience amid displacement. We are very fortunate to have with us three distinguished panelists. Sonju Kong is the lead panelist, and let me read a very brief bio. And it is really a privilege meeting her online. And I'm so happy that I finally could convince her to speak to us. So Sanju is a PhD student in the Department of Political Science and International Relations at Kangwon National University and a researcher at the Global Research Center on Refugee Crisis at the Institute of Unification Studies. She is the co-founder and current board director of the Asian Dignity Initiative, a Korean humanitarian NGO, and serves as an international advisor to the Rights of Women Welfare Society in Bangladesh. Her research interests include forced migration, gender and human rights, psychosocial resilience, and community based peace building. She has nearly 20 years of experience in international development and humanitarian assistance, having designed and led numerous projects focused on recovery and sustainable livelihoods in conflict affected areas across Asia. She recently co authored a book titled I Want to Dance, but the House is Too Small, Visiting Shantikhana, a home for Rohingya refugee women, published by Parsicle. This presentation is part of our current research exploring women led peace initiatives grounded in field experience. Welcome, Sanju. Next panelist, we have Razia Sultana, a pioneering Rohingya feminist activist, researcher, and founder of the Rights for Women Welfare Society. Her reports, Rape by Command and the Killing Fields of Alet Khanio, exposed systematic atrocities. She spoke before the UN Security Council in 2018 and received the US Women of Courage Award in 2019. Today, she leads empowerment and psychosocial healing programs in the Cox's Bazar camps. Last time I met Razia is in Columbia University, where many of us gathered in a day-long seminar. And finally, we have Kin Mong, Executive Director of the Rohingya Youth Association, in short RYA. His leadership in education and youth empowerment makes him a powerful advocate for the Rohingya future, ensuring that their voices and aspirations are not silenced by displacement. Mr. Kin Mong joined from camps, and we are very grateful to have him with us. So, once again, a warm welcome to all the panelists. Dear audience, as we begin, let us remember the Rohingya story is not only one of sufferings but also of resilience, courage, and transformation. The women and youth in the camps demonstrate that even amid trauma, peace practices can be lived, nurtured, and shared. And I'm also very proud to have with us our founder advisor, David Newman, Rotarian Peace Builder, and also our core project member, Dr. Ernest Thyssen, who is the founder and innovator of Smart Settle software that we are using in our project. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for sparing the time to participate in these very important discussions. So I think we are ready to begin with Sonju's presentation. And our online audience, as you always do, please shoot your question if you have, because after the monologue of our three panelists, we are going to have a Q&A session. And initially, we'll engage ourselves, and later on, I'll take questions if these are relevant and we have time. Thank you. Without further ado, Sanju, floor is yours, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you all here today. It is an honor to be invited to this project webinar. So from 2018 to 2024, I managed the CRRIC humanitarian project in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh. This project focused on strengthening the psychosocial resilience of Rohingya refugees and host community women. I carried out this project together with Razia Sultana here. During those 7 years working with Rohingya women, I saw how they moved beyond trauma to become leaders of peace and resilience. So today I want to share how they transformed from survivors into agents of change in their own lives. Next, as humanitarian workers, we often ask ourselves, what can we really do when facing something as massive as genocide? As citizens, we push government to act, and we organize protests, we run campaigns, and we try to make the world pay attention. As aid workers, we do something different. We try to show the truth from the ground. We try to make sure survivors have at least the basic conditions for a dignified life. But over time, I realized something important. Just giving food or shelter or water is not enough to make life truly human. The conflicts today are not short. They don't last just weeks or months. They often stretch to 10 years, even 30 years. So survivors are left living in a constant state of instability and fear, always waiting and always uncertain. So in this reality, what should we do? Yeah, of course, we need high level negotiation and we need ceasefires and political agreements. That kind of macro peace is essential, but just as important, we must ask, how do people live each and every day? How can we bring peace into daily life? So when we look at places like the Rohingya refugee camps, we say the big picture peace is not enough. So what really matters are the small actions that happen daily, neighbors helping neighbors, and women meeting other women, people finding ways to stay connected. So these are the practice of everyday peace. And in this talk, I want to show you how Rohingya women have been reading this kind of peace in the most difficult conditions. Next. So the story of displacement for the Rohingya did not start in 2017 genocide. The Rohingya have been living in Cox's Bazar for more than 46 years. In 1978, about 200,000 people fled across the border into Bangladesh. That was the first large wave. Since then, more Rohingya have arrived after each new crisis. So their lives have been marked by repeated cycles of violence and flight. So when we talk about Rohingya refugees, we are not talking about the temporary crisis. We are talking about an entire people living in displacement for nearly half a century. Next. So in 2017, the Rohingya community experienced one of the darkest moments in their history. The Myanmar military carried out the brutal attacks. These included shelling villages, random shootings, mass sexual assault, widespread looting, and burning of homes. The violence was so extreme that the United Nations later called it a textbook example of ethnic cleansing. Next. Behind these numbers are human stories. According to Razia Sultana's report led by Command, a 23 years old mother from Tami village shared her testimony. She was gang raped by 4 or 5 soldiers in front of her 3 children on August 18, 2017. This single story reflects the scale of violence experienced by countless women. Next, even after escaping genocide, life in Bangladesh was far from free. So Bangladesh government declared no one can leave and no one can enter. For the Rohingya, this meant a second prison, a life of restriction and isolation. Next, so without freedom of movement, refugees face countless difficulties. They live with deep trauma, restricted mobility, and for women, a life of isolation inside the homes. Everyday life in the camps is marked by hardship and fear. Next, many women arrived carrying not only physical injuries, but also psychological wounds. They have witnessed killings, rapes, and the destruction of their home. In Cox's Bazar, they continue to suffer from trauma and anxiety and depression. Next, the Rohingya women face multiple layers of crisis. Conservative norms limited their freedom, and armed conflict adds to the violence. The results are clear: more domestic violence and more child marriage and loss of education for girls and heavier unpaid care work. So women and children also face malnutrition and restriction of their movement grow worse each year. Next. So because of social norms, many women are told that they cannot speak publicly and cannot move freely and cannot even clap in meetings. Their voice are suppressed. Their agency denied. Next. So from May 2024, the camps became even more dangerous. Armed groups engaged in forced recruitment and abductions and human trafficking. For a time, both women and men avoided going outside, fearing for their safety. Next, so against this backdrop, ADI worked with Rohingya women to imagine something different. Our vision was small peace that begins inside the community, led by the Rohingya people themselves. Next. For us, peace was not just the absence of war. Peace meant building trust, fostering solidarity, and creating integration among people. Next, so we focused on everyday practice, building trust, and forming relationships, and holding discussions, and making decisions together. These small actions built the foundation for something larger. And next, so our aim was to heal individual trauma and build personal resilience. So once individuals felt stronger, this resilience flowed outward and strengthening the community as a whole. Next, so from 2018 to 2024, ADI led a long-term project in Camp 14, Cox's Bazar. It teaches 110,000 people across the Rohingya and local host communities. The project had three key goals: to strengthen women's psychosocial well-being, to enhance their safety and protection, and to create an environment where they could claim their right and dignity and self-reliance. So it was not just a project, it was a 7-year journey of working side by side with Rohingya women. So next, this project was built on ADI's resilience model for trauma healing in conflict areas across the Asia. The model combined the professional trauma healing approach with humanitarian activities. It was grounded in three basic needs: safety and connection and recovery. So we structured it into 2 pages: individual healing and social engagement. At the individual level, women work to regulate emotions and reduce stress and rebuild their inner strength. At the social level, women learn to reconnect, participate in groups, and share their healing journeys. This was based on Dr. Steve Porges' polyvagal theory, which explains how the nervous system regulates safety and trust and social interaction. So, in other words, healing was not just in the mind, but in the body and relationships. So, next, the heart of this project was Santikana, which means House of Peace. So, located in Camp 14, it became a women's healing center and multi-purpose safe space. This was the first time many women had a place that was only for them, free from outside control. So Shantikana was not just a building and centers. It was a symbol of safety and independence and dignity. Next, so our project addressed three main challenges: trauma and isolation and livelihood struggles. So first, for healing trauma, we trained Rohingya women as a psychosocial support team. They learned body-based techniques and learned home visit and managed healing centers. Second, to build social support, we organize self-help groups, women's self-help groups, peer activities, and outreach healing programs. These built solidarity, reduced loneliness, and gave women leadership roles. So that we created an environment for self-reliance and protection. This meant small business, literacy classes, gender training for men, and even family play sessions to improve harmony at home. Together, these three components created a holistic system for women's recovery and empowerment. Next, so here you see the training steps that transformed the women from survivors into healers. They were not only recipients of aid, they became active agents who could support others. And this transformation changed how women saw themselves and how the community began to see them. Next. So the healing center was the anchor of this work. It was open 5 days a week, Sunday to Thursday, with a main center and one branch, and all run by Rohingya women themselves. Here, women practiced the Ken Wilber's integrated vision program. In one session, they engaged the body and mind and spirit and relations. So this was not just through therapy, it was about creating a daily habit of healing. So women came together and shared their struggles and found strength as a group. So next, so the most powerful evidence comes from the women's voice. The one woman said, "At home, I only cried, but now I feel peace in my heart." And another said, "Before, my heart was dark and lonely, but now I feel confident and happy." Another, "I used to just cry. Now I can smile and I have many reasons to smile." Yeah, these are not small changes. They are signs of real transformation from despair to resilience. Next. So we built a pyramid system where survivors became resources. Trained PSS means psychosocial supporter. Women managed healing centers, ran group session, and did weekly home visit. So they also provided emergency relief during flood, fire, and the COVID-19 pandemic. So in every crisis, they stood at the front as trusted community leaders. So next. Self-help groups were the backbone of this system. It had 7 to 10 women with 2 PSS, psychosocial supporter facilitators. They met weekly for 10-week cycles. Through these groups, women shared their stories and practiced healing techniques and supported each other. So over time, we created 724 groups with more than 3,000 participants in self-help groups and over 7,200 meetings. So these groups showed the power of women-led solidarity. Next, building social support was crucial to restoring bonds. One woman shared, I used to think I was completely alone, but now I know I have many neighbors who will help me in an emergency. So this sense of connection is what turns survivor into resilience. Next, so women were no longer passive beneficiaries. They became healers, readers, and volunteers, and first responders in time of monsoon, fire, and even during COVID-19. So these roles respected culture and tradition, while at the same time reducing stress and strengthening trust. Next, self-reliance was another pillar. We offered literacy training and livelihood skills and startup kit and business mentoring. So this gave women confidence to run, to earn, to speak, and to take control of their lives. Next. So again, the women's word say it best. One woman said, now I have the courage to do things on my own. I even spoke up at the distribution center. Another said, in Myanmar, we had no education. Here I see women in the psychosocial team raising awareness and reading. These boys show a shift from silence to leadership. Next, so all of these steps come together in what we call everyday peace in action. It begins with training survivors as PSS and providing safe space like the healing centers. These buildings, this builds individual resilience, calm, emotional regulation, and confidence. Then, through regular meetings and dialogue, trust is strengthened. Out of this trust come relational actions, mutual aid, and mediation of conflict and protection from risk, and women's leadership. This process turned small peace into community peace, and it gives people joy and dignity and strong trust networks. So at its heart is the transformation from victim to resource to healer. Next, so what does everyday peace look like in daily life? It looks like women borrowing rice, sharing food, or going to the clinic together. It looks like neighbors calming arguments, reducing domestic violence, or discouraging a risky child marriage like this. So it looks like women leaders stepping up to organize others and in time of crisis. So why does this work? Because it is survival lead. Women are not passive. They transform themselves and help others. Because it is relationship based, small peer-to-peer actions dependent deep. This small peer-to-peer actions deepen trust every day. And because the platform matters, healing centers provide the space where trust can truly grow. So above all, it begins with Rohingya autonomy. Peace is built one person at a time by Rohingya boys themselves. So next, we call this the chain of change. So it starts with Rohingya boys, then create conditions for trust, then build peace, and through dialogue and recovery. So this model shows how psychosocial healing can be the foundation for long-term resilience. And next slide. And this journey is captured in a book titled Dancing Shadows. The Korean edition was published in last year, and the English version will be released in this year. So this book tells the story of Rohingya women who built their daily lives, cared for each other, and danced with resilience even in the midst of sufferings. So it is a story of survival and solidarity and everyday peace. So when this book is released, I truly hope you will take the time to read it. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation.
Thank you, Sanju. Excellent. What a fantastic project. And I was not aware. I should have visited Shantikana back in November when I was in Bangladesh. But next time, hopefully. The audience, let's bring Razia to the discussion, and you might have already heard her very powerful voice in this conflict, especially from Bangladesh. Razia, floor is yours. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here. And one thing, Sanju, you remind me our it's like a yesterday we start the psychosocial. One thing, myself also you know, face so many trauma because everyone know witness to horror and rape by command. It's make me so frustrated. But anyway, I become okay and I continue start my working. So today I think most of the slide is all are related with us. It's the RW Welfare Society and me and ADI, Sanju, who were the ADI member. So the one thing that this woman are children. I also talking that this whole community, they are the faced unimaginable trauma despite the overwhelming challenge. We have seen how psychosocial support can help this woman not only heal but transform their lives, becoming leaders in their communities, which we have seen everyday activity. Because before the 2017, they are very hard to bring in center or in any meeting, but now they are coming with their own, confidence. Even the last 3rd August, when we talk with the women, especially from the Rose, Rose and ADI, we running a Shanti Khana, which is funded by Koika, and the women. We have a 20 women and more than 9 self-help group in this meeting, and one of the Rose member and steering committee woman, PSS, also she is a master trainer. She told, because the woman in the, we already talked about the election issue and the talking. So the woman said that when we were in the Rakhine state, the men are always in hiding and stay in the mountain. But whole 2012 to 2017, who took care of the family? Who make themselves to be owner of the house? So now all are asking us, we cannot understand politics, we cannot understand decision making, we are not aware about the right, but this is not true. We are able to stand up. But this is, I can say, about the psychosocial support. And directly indirectly the women, they are getting every day this kind of training, this kind of awareness, and make them so confident. It is important, very important. And in Bangladesh contest, when we went their office for the permission, always said this is an invisible program. But one thing, before the influx, we I had my subject in my graduation level as psychosocial. Even I don't understand about the what is the psychosocial resilience support. So I also know this is very newly. Even the whole Bangladesh also now aware about the resilience. Before it was not practiced. It's like a maybe it's stuck in some educated level, and who are not only educated, few people who understand about the psychosocial resilience support, like in Bangladesh. But whatever, we are very much known about this program, and this is a very, very interesting and recovery process. Trauma is not just something that happened in the past. It is something that affects every aspect of person, present and future. For the Rohingya women in the camp, trauma is not only a result of the violence they experience in the Myanmar, but also from the loss of family identity at home. It affects their daily lives, how they interact with their families, and their ability to dream of a better future. Psychosocial support is essential in healing in healing this trauma. Without it, individual can become stuck in the cycle of pain and despair. But the right support, individual can heal, find hope, and rebuild their lives. Psychosocial support focus of helping individual recover from the psychosocial impact of trauma, offering them not just survival but a path of thriving again. Through the partnership, we are able to create a Shanti Khana where we are still running a program. Our partnership with ADI is still ongoing, and but the donor, the CRRIC, they stopped in 2024 because we have a agreement until 2024, and it still is running, support by UN Women, because this is a roadmap for the women empowerment, also applaud. So it realized the people, even the INGO, when they visited our camp, they feel, oh my God, this is the thing what we want. That's why UN Women, they visited so many times in Santikhana, and we talked with them from the last 2 years, and now this year they are supporting, and also they want to replica in the other camp and now we are working on the camp 25, and our actual Shantikhana running in the camp 14. It is a very, I can say, visible impact in whole camp, and it's a role model of the woman empowerment, also the self help group, also decision making process. So I can say, without support of psychosocial, it can be happen a success like this, because through this psychosocial program we grow their confidence. It is them who want, but they don't know what their path. But we just show them the way how to resilience themselves. So this is the thing, a way to make them, and that you are not alone. We are here, and here is your thing, and forget about the past, but moving forward is okay. Also, I try to sharing with you that every day the Rohingya life is on the challenge. Last 2024 also, we face so many women who almost lost their family in comforting. We include some of in our activity, also some of the beneficiaries, they came in and we asked them why you are coming here, and they just shared that we feel it's like a peace center, and I can share my thing, and I can share someone, and I'm seeing the women, they are roaming around the whole camp, and no one is telling you have to do this, but the system we created, it's a very workable, and it is like, for me, it is a power transformation. Every project have their own aim, but me and Sonju told me, the ones I still remember, Razia, it is that it is not that we will run this center, they will be run. That time I was I thought, oh my God, this is very maybe difficult, because when we are not even convince the society member and stakeholder in the camp, and we face so many challenges about the creating the Shantikana. And now the visualists and women are now in their action point, and they are doing what they can. It's not that it's overpowered, but it's self confidence and make decision herself. And also they speak out. They speak out against the child marriage. They speak up about the domestic violence. They are try to, attend all the meeting. They say we women are part of the society. So this is one kind of I say. This is one thing I can say as a Rohingya. My origin is I am also a Rohingya. My origin is I brought up in Bangladesh. In the back of the Rakhans, it's not that they are discriminate, because the situation when where they are live, it's a huge land, and you cannot. The people who have come, most of them from the rural area, but in 2024 and 25, those who are coming from the front line, I mean, in the town. But before, the people who are coming in the rural area, it's not all, but there are some township people here, and they also may like a Kimmong. There is another so many women self help, but the most of the backdated. I can say the camp 14 women, when we start the psychosocial, we cannot make them understand, because the most of the PSS, they are illiterate. Yes, this is true, and this is not surprise, because women. It's not the women don't allow to education, but the environment, they cannot go to school, because the rural area, about the safety, they are not allowed. Also, the religious conservativeness, they are not allowed to be educated. But here, I can say they are not academic, academically, but the way they are, presenting, it's like I can say it is you. Every time you don't have to, have the academic, but you have your own self, educated. These women are all are, because when they ask us about the education, we start the age elderly education program by their demand. And the most of the women who are with us from the starting, they are not writing, they are use the a tablet, they write, they are yeah, so many things. It's not, but we able to give them a basic education, and it still is going on. The importance of the it is this is one thing that it's just not a treatment. It's like you are giving them hope that you lost everything, but here you have a limited resource, but within limited resource you can live. Yes, they are living their life. They are sharing their dreams. Yes, in 7 years before they, when we ask for the dream, some are they say, "Oh, I had dream," but here it's not dream. It's just like a wish that I wish I can go back. So continuous, the long term, no solution, nothing within this unresolved. Yes, no, there is no solution. But women, they are adjust them in the camp. So within the limitation, they are, make their life meaningful, and they are now getting the respect from the community. What they is I'm not blaming my community. Most of the rural area, this is like a patriarchy, patriarchy family society. So always try to dominate. But here, women are now slowly raising their voice. They have their, self-help group. They're running by themselves. It is very visible now. So, as a advocate, as a founder of an organization, I can ensure when this women go back their own land, 50% women will be empowered, and they will take this opportunity to forward their life, and also they will show the light to the woman. So because the Sanju already shared everything about the psychosocial system, and so I'm not talking about this. But one thing, it is very important. It is important for the whole nation. It's not the when we start. I start with this psychosocial reasons to support the victims, but for me, it's not only the victim, it's for the whole people who lost everything, and each and every one is traumatized. But now, from the 17 2025, slowly, for my own experience, I see the change is coming, and change and future is not black. Future is we have a hope because we have a woman who can speak. We have a youth like Kim Mong. We have a youth like who can openly challenge in the podium. So I can say Rohingya, they are not disappointed us, and they are not just came here for the aid. They here by force, by faith, but we have to respect them, and we have to find some way how can we make them confidence, and make a situation where they can adopt their own thought, everything. We are not here to order them, we are here to assist them. So if you have any question, thank you so much. I just because me and my Sanju's is similar, that's why I am not reading my speech, but here I share my experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Razia. So such an uplifting, description of the need for psychosocial training, and Razia herself is very much, I would say, enlightened in a sense that she could feel the need of this particular aspect, and she's very right that psychosocial aspect in Bangladesh, even in the mainstream Bangladesh, is very least discussed and least understood, and always thought of as an elite level, exercise. But it is so much needed because of the women coming from trauma. Thank you, Razia, for sharing your personal reflection, which added values to Sanju's presentation. Folks, let's bring Kin Mong to the discussion, young leader in the camp and who's living the situation right now. So, Kin Mong, go ahead. Let's hear from you, and then we'll start Q&A. Go ahead.
Okay, okay, thank you for welcoming me. I like the name of trauma to transformation. This is very relevant topic the what we are facing right now in the refugee camp. You know, in the past many years, we had from every stakeholder that Rohingya have no the leadership. The Rohingya have no legitimate body. We everywhere we had it. Recently, you heard from the in the refugee camp whatever we call the election or selection process. We have nobody. We have nobody. We have the leadership capacity right now. This is the first reason in the reason we international webinar for the 3 day in the Cox Bazar hosted by the Bangladesh government. First section was the whole speaker of the Rohingya. I was there as a moderator. The whole 3 hours, all speaker are Rohingya, moderated by the Rohingya. This is the thing that Rohingya have the voice, Rohingya have the body to represent to their themselves to their community in the globe. The thing is that we people have been suffering the more decades in the Myanmar right now. The trauma is one of the one of the very similar issue for the Rohingya community. I myself that we are trauma society because we are suffering so many difficulty because in our country the physical, violent, institutional, violent, indirect, well, everything affect in our daily life even today. So this is the trauma healing, the psychosocial, activity project is really necessary for this society in the refugee camp. If you see the MSF report or other report, Almost 85% the refugee society living in the refugee camp heal the trauma. There are so many. They need social, psychosocial, the support. This is the one of the wonderful the job, the area send you and the Rose, the Raja too in the refugee camp. I am one of the eyewitness. I see so many the progress if they are doing in the Shantikana, they present. I mean that India is the not the position the people see in the past decade. Now we are upgrading. We are thinking what we should do for our right for our return. 8 year almost passed. It is very. It is not easy in the refugee camp to leave the person in the 8 year. So we do not want to live in the more in the refugee life. We want to develop our future today or tomorrow. So we are thinking to empower ourselves. We are thinking to develop ourselves. The military and the Myanmar government systematically destroying to our society. Now we are thinking to develop our system. Unfortunately, we did not expect the same pattern the Arkan army doing to our community in the refugee camp. It is very unfortunate. We do not, expect. We try to reconcile with them. We try to negotiate with them, but unfortunately, they deny us. They deny us repeatedly, even not from the refugee camp. In the diaspora, the Rohingya leader tried to engage with them to solve our issue. But unfortunately, we failed because they are not listening us, they are ignoring us. Now, the thing is that first, we try to talk with them by diplomatically until now, but we fail. The problem is that the military, the narrative against the Rohingya, no Arkan army are in the Arkan, they are same pattern they are following. The recent report, the Human Rights Watch and 44 Right, those organizations speak out tirelessly against the Myanmar military. The result of their hard work, the military reached to the ICG and ICG. The thing that now turned to the Arkan army also say, it is my honest suggestion to them. They ignoring their report. Even the military ignored the same pattern. The what the Human Rights Watch saying, what 41 are saying, what Amnesty International is saying. But the perpetrator are always denying. But they they lost their humanitarian mindset. Until now, the people who are living in the Arkan state, the territory control of the Arkan army, same situation the people are suffering. We are not expect. And since 2012, the 2014, almost 2 lakh, according to different the report. I have not exactly the amount of the people are coming here, but it is very unfortunate. It is all of the under control of the economy. They said that they protect the people. Unfortunately, they are not protect the people right now. So with the people, we request to international community. We are upgrading our system. We are thinking. We have to think ourselves. We have to empower ourselves. We have to think ourselves. So please stand with us. We have a dream also. We have a land. We are not a person, those who have no dream. We have a dream. It means we are not without dream. We have a dream that we want to return to our country. We establish our life there, life before we came to Bangladesh. So for that dream to come true, we need everyone help. So please help us to turn reality what we dream. It means we dream to return to our country, to live peacefully, to make safe Burma. We are people, we have resilience, we have a stress. Thank you.
What a wonderful discussion, Kin Mong. I'm really inspired with your words. Actually, um, excellent. Yes, you have dreams and you have a land, and this is something that we all want someday to happen. That you go back and get the rights back. Thank you so much, Kin Mong. The audience, let's get into the Q&A session. We don't have much time left, actually. However, let's do some in-house question and answer. Let's first bring David Gerald Newman, our founding advisor, who is patiently waiting and listening all the discussions. David, go ahead, and followed by Dr. Ernest Thiessen.
Yeah, I found this very, very useful. This is practical. This is on the ground. This is the grassroots that we have to hear from in the project that Kauser is leading. My questions, I noticed in the female presentations that there was not an addressing of what impacts this amazing successful work with the women in their healing and their social supports and building relationships and trust. What impact is this having on their children? Is my first question. The second one, what impact is it having on their male partners and other males in family, given the traditional culture, the religion, and so forth? But I'm very interested because it sounds like the women that are coming through this program are becoming empowered voices that might be perceived to be very threatening to men who are not used to these kinds of women. So that's my first question. The second question is in the history and traditions of Rohingya women, have they ever been leaders? And I'm not talking now of family, but leaders of community involving males and females. Thank you.
Okay. I will answer one thing because I may leave a few minutes ago. So one of my practical experience when the first Shantihana in the camp number 14 is the one of the isolate that place. Also everyone know that. I surprised one thing when I walking in the first time, the female are not talking even in form of the her female colleague. They are very shy in our community. Everyone know that few months after the working in the Shantihina or the project running by Rose and funded by ADI, I suddenly one female speaking in the BBC, VOA Bangla. She speaks fluently about her experience within 30 days, sorry, 30 months. I surprised. I am still remembering her voice, her everything, because the first time I talked with her, even she did not talk with me face to face. Few months after, she became the leader of that center. It is imagine the serious impact of that project. I witnessed. Thank you.
Razia, yeah, do you want to weigh in? Yeah, go ahead.
The thing about the women leadership, yes, one thing in the 70, yes, in 70, some women in the Rangoon, they have the first Rohingya women group, but it was not that much affected because of the situation. So it was. We have also parliament member. It's a long time ago, but my experience, I saw so many vocal women who are live in Rangoon and also in Situe. It's not like about the visible leadership, but decision making process. They are very much confident. Even for my family, I saw so many my cousins who are more elder than me. They are the part of the university. Even they are the part of the business, and they are doing business by own. And the thing I say, the Rohingya is a typical Rohingya family where I brought up, women leadership not a barrier. But after the yes 80 and citizenship revoked and about the education, when this education is stopped, we know the situation about the Rakhine, especially for the Rohingya perspective. They are not able to go to the university, and our all educated, most of the educated people, they are just leave their country from the, especially from the Rakhine state, which the Arakan. So very few people left over there, and they tried their best. But one thing, when you don't have education, when you create a education environment, you have to rely on also, the religion. So one thing, everyone will agree or not, in the Rakhine state, in my community, don't have a actual, the proper knowledge about the Islam. The thing where they uh, hereby or from some of the some of the group who went over there and continuously brainwash them. The women are just for the home and just like a product. Even when you interview the our women, they will describe you in maybe they will say 15 years ago there are some we used to call chilla. They were the first one who had ordered them to about the bail, about the mask. I'm not against the hijab or anything, but the way they dominate is like a you have to cover your head to toes with the socks and with the but this is not Islam. Even my father, when he saw someone who were wearing this, and said, "This is not Islam, and this is not the Rohingya culture." So one thing, we we restore the society when we are start from the talking about the woman. They just take the opportunity. So it's not this we make them. It is always in there because they saw the past thing, the past experience. I mean, and the middle area is very conservative, and women are not allowed to speak out. Women are not allowed to school, and the environment and religion. I can say the brainwash religion, which is not actual Islam. So, women leadership from Arkan, it was impossible, but here it is 100% possible. So, there were leadership, there were, and the Rohingya are not the backdated because you can see me when I talk, when I start, that there are so many women, and when I lead, I'm not a leader, but I'm supervising, and they are taking their place. So this is the thing. The women leadership need just uh, opportunity. We are not forbidden. We are always there, and I hope we make them understand in the understanding. They are now understanding about the value of the woman. So thank you so much. I think you understand my.
Thank you. Absolutely, Razia. Absolutely. Thank you so much for really enlightening us. Sanju, go ahead. You add your as a project lead. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like to add one more point about the first question about the project impact of women's empowerment. So when women change, and children and husband and family also change. So when women feel calm, they don't shout at their children at home, and they share healing techniques with their husband, and their relationship as a couples become better. And when women started working and earning money, some income as volunteers in camp, their family welcomed it and began to respect that woman. Because in the Rohingya camps, people cannot work and there are no other option source of income. So I think this shows how change starts with one woman and then moves to the family and the communities. Yeah, thanks.
Fantastic. Excellent. Um, Ernest, go ahead. Sorry, you are waiting too long. Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Ernest.
it's okay. I see that we've used up our time. I'll just say it's great to hear that healing is taking place in spite of the trauma, and you're keeping your dreams alive. So that's great. And I guess if there was some time to discuss it, I would wonder if we made possible some a way to negotiate online with other stakeholders. Would it be possible, or would it be reasonable for the people within the Rohingya community, even in Bangladesh, to participate just from where you are? And maybe Kaiser can explain that better and ask the question in a better way than I did.
So, Ernest, if I get you correct, you are saying that can more collaboration happen from the camps with the outside world? Am I right, Ernest?
Yes.
Sanju, do you want to go first? Then I'll go back to Razia because Razia is an example actually. She traveled to UN. She traveled so many times to speak up the issues of trauma and rape. Sanju, how do you see from your project the collaboration from outside can happen? Unmute.
So in this year, the project funded by COICA is ended. And from this year, the UN Women support the trauma healing program. So I think if it expanded, it would be very good. Or beyond the Rohingya refugee camp, Kenya or the other Syria and the other refugee camp, it's great to be implement this project. I think this project is very, very logical and very psychological. The theory based on humanitarian assistance. So I think it's a very good opportunity to expand this project to the international world.
Razia, can you comment, given your experience, how to expand collaboration from other groups outside and even remotely? Nowadays, we have some access of the internet. What is your take on that?
Thank you so much. It is a very important question also. Yes, collaboration. It is our duty who are now doing the activism because through our support, because there are so many things directly about the rules and regulation. Now it is very a comfort zone for the Rohingya. Previous government, it was so restricted. I'm not blaming them because of the situation they go. But one thing, international collaboration always there, and women, whatever women, and before me, there are so many women from diaspora also who are refugee, who are migrant from the Thailand, from the Rangoon, maybe from the India, from the there are so many Indonesia. They are now very vocal. You can see some of our young girls. They are doing and they are collaborating with the international media, international thing, and it is a very workable and directly we have a connection with the all groups. Even our the last 25 August, you can see the collaboration about the field level and high level. So it is more and more, including. So it is not a barrier. We are always there. Yes, we need support about the others who wants to work with us, who want to expose, because there are some issue about the now we are very vocal about the 2024 May massacre. I am just giving an example. We need, because we share this one and in and every platform, but we are waiting for their response. It's not we are not there. We are here, but we need support because we have so many concrete evidence about that. Yeah, because of the communication, we are now ICJ, ICC. Even I was in the Security Council, and after me, there are also women. The one of our women leader who are also was in Rangoon with her in the jail, and now she is in USA. She is the first one, not first one, but very vocal about the stand against the Myanmar that model, and she experienced. We are not, but she experienced. So yes, we are here. But the other thing about how can the international community respond?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Kazir, I just wanted to say
Yes.
that picking up what Ernest asked, I think it is extremely important that we find a way to have the substantive content that came out of this night's meeting somehow brought into expression of interests in the simulation track 3, track 2. So how you do that might require some custom tailoring, but I really urge that be done, because these voices have to be heard, and the same with the youth voices, male or female. But I think that it's easier to have academics participate in these things and graduate students, but to have grassroots participation by people that are really directly involved, even if it means that they participate somehow with someone by their side who has the confidence and sophistication with the methodology which Ernest is bringing to the table. But having the voice come through that teamwork into the mix.
Thank you. Thank you. David, your point is duly noted. And we'll definitely we'll be in touch with Razia and Sanju moving forward, because we are just about to launch a very small livelihood project funded by Manitoba Council of International Cooperation. So I'm definitely going to talk to both of them and seek their advice. And maybe moving forward, we'll jointly develop some projects to continue what Sanju's project just ended, and we can move forward in the future. The audience, we are going to close the session. It is past 1 hour already, but I have a very interesting question up here for you to. I mean, Rajia did comment a little bit about conservative Islam and the downgradation of citizenship, and after 80s, lack of education created a little bit of different attitude. But Sanju, during your implementation, how did you negotiate cultural attitude and practices? And both of you, Razia, I want both of you to kindly and very briefly comment, how did you navigate these challenges?
Sanju?
Yeah, it was very challenging in the beginning of our project. When women joined our psychosocial training, the mosque imam came and stopped it, and he said women's voice should not be heard outside. So also some elders, Rohingya men, the elders men asked us, "What are you doing with our women? Stop it," like this. But in continued this project every day for 7 years, because of that, the community started to trust us, and most humanitarian project last only 1 year or 2 year or 3 years and then finish. But our project stayed for 7 years. So people could see women growing and becoming stronger, and slowly they became more supportive. So, and still some people are not comfortable with us, with our project, women working. But one reason things worked better is because our local partner the laws, Raja, is based in Cox's Bazar. Local people made the decisions and lead the work, so little by little the difficulties became less. I think the locally initiative and grassroots participation is very, very important in implementing this kind of project.
Razia, your comments, please.
Yeah, thank you. Sanju, you just remind again me the struggle. And I'm thanks to the Rohingya youth, educated youth who are with us, always with us. And still, and we have a problem, yes, Imam and some religious, and also we have a problem with my age people. Who didn't see the past also don't understand the future. So they are, grown up with one, I can say, well. So they only brainwashed by, yes, brainwash. I always use this because it's totally against of the Rohingya culture, also against the Islamic faith. The Islamics, there is nowhere written by them women cannot educate it. But our religious leader who are so called, who don't just understand about the lyric, they don't know. Very few people they understand the lyric, but these people are not present in that community now currently, not was there. So the thing is very crucial, or I can say very sad to say, they use this as the thing is against the woman. There's a women are forbidden for everything. So it's like they are use the religion to stop the woman movement and forwardness, and they try to use in the after 2017 influx. Before it was not visible. Yeah, there was, but not everywhere. But in the camp, there are some people who. One thing is very big fact that from the beginning, our educated people they are not coming in front this issue. Some of people take this as an opportunity because the educated people they are dignified, and they don't get the respect what they reserve from the beginning is still now. Even if anyone tell them they are teacher, they were very neglected, but I don't go over there. But some people use their opportunity and the situation, I can say trumped, you can say is a twisted or cramp is like this, so use this as a religion. Even 2007, end of the 2017, in the with the mic they announced the woman should be not in the road, woman should be not in the block. But one thing, the woman the from beginning most of the women they are the manless, because men are died or hiding, but they are with their family. For the Russian, they went over there. Even we have a so many experience of the crucial experience. They cut their burqa, yes, what their burqa, because they don't like the design. So this kind of thing we faced, but now is slowly it reducing because now women are in the front and our educated people in the front. And about the collaboration with the NGO, there are so many programs they manage. So it's very different now, 2017 to 2025. You can now involve the women in the decision making process, even in the table, because women are now they're saying we want the seat. So like this is the time no one will stop them. So I think the religious, no, the fake religious theory, which will be removed slowly. And also, this is our responsibility to make them understand that Islam is not like that. So this is the thing. This is our responsibility, and also the others who are supporting us. And yes, this is our responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you, Razia. What a beautiful comment. I would say a very comprehensive comment, and I believe those who are listening, they would take lessons out of it. Thank you so much, dear audience. I thank you to be with us for last 1 hour and 18 minutes in our clock. And what a, I would say, such an uplifting webinar today. After many, many days, I am feeling myself inspired. I'm involved with this project since 2017. We run small schools, very small schools funded by Manitoba Council of International Cooperation. And if you go to our website, you will find our schools are only for the young adolescent women in the camps. We have run one school in Bhasanchor and three in the camps, but these are very, very tiny, Razia, not in the scope that you have.
Can share one thing also. And now the from 2000 this year, more than 400 girls they are getting opportunity in the Asian University. So this
Wow,
is one kind of the change, because
wow,
I worked for the 2012. This I didn't get this much of amount, but now the parents they are interested to educate their women. So this is the change. We have seen the change.
uh,
Inshallah.
inshallah. Absolutely. This is again another news, and I'm yet to track. And definitely, once we are in Bangladesh in a couple of months, we are going to talk to Asian in a university of for the women. That is another big news, folks. We want to close, but before we close. It is something that always inspire me when working in this topic is about the resilience of Rohingya people. And I come from that area, and as a young officer in 90s, early 90s, I had been to that area myself. It's a radical change actually, and I was in the camps in last November last year. And another thing I noticed, a very, I would say, different change in a way that the camps look much greener, right, Razia? There are a lot of trees planted, and in 2018 it was much barren, yellowish. But in November I saw it is quite green, and this is something fascinating in a sense that you have heard Razia quite a bit. She is very prominent in leading women rights in the camps and outside camps, and this is the change happening. And those who are not really, let's say, oriented with the refugee lives per se, it is difficult to understand the change because you have to really watch how it changes. And I think these are all positive news, and especially today, dear audience, you have heard from the frontline, a project lead, and also the project founder in Bangladesh, how they are bringing change among women, and especially the conservative trend of Islam sometimes create obstacle in terms of empowering women. And we have heard today in a very positive note that things are changing, and we continue to hope it changes and women take more forefront in not only at family level but at also at community level. And I think current government of Bangladesh is very open, and as a testimony, the 3 days summit conference in Cox's Bazar really gathered a lot of women speakers, as I see around the globe, and this is all going to be a lasting impact in the lives of Rohingyas. Thank you once again, Razia Sultana, for talking to us so candidly, and it's very inspiring, really, really inspiring. Sonju, thank you for bringing this team together, and we had been exchanging emails for even weeks now, months now. Thank you for the project and the idea. It's brilliant, actually, and it definitely makes change. And we are going to remain in touch. And we need some help and guidance from you too. So don't act like strangers from tomorrow, okay? So thank you so much. Take care, and bye bye.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
today. Bye.